I told you, don't worry. This time, I'm positive it is a rehearsal. See? Oh, hello again. Oops.
From now on, I'm assuming all cameras are live, especially right here on the campus edge. Welcome to another installment of Butler's favorite video magazine show, produced by students and for everyone.
Whether it's a rehearsal or the actual show, we've got a variety of stories on today's episode.
I agree. Our first story is all about relieving anxiety and depression.
Well, I'm not depressed right now, but until I figure out this rehearsal or show issue, I'm definitely anxious.
Then, reporter Makaila Bender's story on yoga is just what you need. It's the perfect cure for the semester blues.
Hi everybody, my name is Chelsea and I am a mental health provider that's a yoga teacher. I say it in that way because my priority is mental health. I have been asked by Makaila to go ahead and sit in and give you guys some techniques for yoga. Our focus today is anxiety and depression, as you can see on the board behind me, and we're going to start with some of the poses and the benefits. So the one in brown are anxiety and depression. They work for both. And then the one in green and black are respective to the names that they're under. I'm going to start with the combined first, which is child's pose. Child's pose is really easy. You just sit back like this and you come forward like this. The important part of that is the breathing and finding and making sure that your body is in a relaxed state while you do it. It helps your sympathetic and your parasympathetic nervous system regulate. When you're feeling that workup of anxiety or depression, it will help. Next is tree pose, which is a standing pose. When you go to stand up, you want to make sure that your feet are underneath your hips and aligned, and then you're just going to simply put your foot up into a triangle. You can leave your hands open, you can put them on your hips, or you can put them above your head. It just depends on how well you feel about your balance. The big thing with tree pose is you want to avoid this area of your knee when you put your foot up because you will cause damage. This one's really cool because if you're just standing there talking and you're starting to feel anxious, you can go bam, and nobody knows what you're doing. Next one we're going to do is for anxiety, and it is the hero pose. We're going to spread our knees slightly wider than our hips, and we're just going to sit back. Next, we're going to move into the depression side with bound angle. Really easy pose. You probably sit like this more than you realize. You're going to take your hands and you're going to grab your ankles, and you're going to put your thumbs on the arch of your foot and breathe. That's it. The next thing I'm going to teach is sun salutation. It's a series of poses that helps regulate the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. It's called sun salutation because it's welcoming the sun and the sunshine, which sometimes with people with depression, they have a hard time getting out of bed or going to do those things. And it may not present that way. It can present in anger and frustration, irritation. All of those play a role into depression. Looking for an easy way to start, this would be my recommendation. So mountain pose is just open hands down by your side. Dive down into what they call forward fold and touch your toes. Walk yourself out into downward dog. And then from there, you're going to go down into a plank. And from there, it's called a chaturanga, which is lowering yourself down. And then into cobra. And then you're going to tuck your toes and go back into downward dog. Then walk yourself back to your toes. And then slowly, you're going to stand up. Really having a day, and you're just wanting to come home and do nothing. It's called corpse pose. Corpse pose is really cool because you really don't have to put much effort in to do it, except laying down. Feet down, hands up, and you breathe. That's it. That's the quick and dirty of the easy yoga poses that are related with anxiety and depression. I know Makaila has a couple of questions that she's going to ask me, and so I'll answer them to the best of my ability.
What would you recommend for a student who is just starting yoga?
So for someone who's just starting yoga, I say start simple. The smallest thing makes the biggest difference. You can go on YouTube and Google like a 5-minute easy video for beginners for yoga, and they have a ton of them. Find an instructor you like and hop in. It doesn't have to be all the equipment. It just has to be you moving your body in a positive way.
What other holistic practices do you pair with yoga to support mental health? How do they complement each other?
Okay, so I pair a lot of stuff with yoga into mental health because it's a very holistic approach. As a holistic provider, I actually work with a massage therapist, and we do combined sessions where she does massage for the somatic releases, and I do the talk therapy to help people stay regulated in those moments. I also do hypnotherapy and I do EMDR as well, which are also very much holistically tied.
How can students start incorporating yoga into their daily routine without feeling overwhelmed by the idea of full practice?
I think it's picking a pose you like. It's that simple. You are already incorporating yoga into your daily lives, you just don't know it. And so it changes the intent of those things. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble on about yoga. If you take one thing from this, it's that moving your body releases things from your sympathetic and your parasympathetic nervous system and can improve your daily life immensely.
It's time for a few public service messages. Watch closely, there will be a pop quiz later in the show.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, mijo. Gracias. Thank you. What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
You know, how you feel on the inside is just as important to me as how you feel on the outside.
Oh, Daddy.
My grown-up in every way, care and take care of you. You're my grown-up and I know you're there. I'm your grown-up and you know I care. 'Cause it's you and me and me and you. So when you are okay or not okay, I'll take care of you.
Spring is right around the corner, but you don't have to wait for warm weather to use your green thumb.
You have a green thumb? You might want to get that checked out before it turns another color.
I'm ignoring you, but our audience shouldn't ignore reporter Andrew Wiele's story. He interviewed the Butler County Master Gardener who says you don't need to live on a farm to grow your own produce.
Hi, my name is Calla Edwards, and I am with K-State Research and Extension for Butler County as the Horticulture Extension Agent. So there are a lot of different things that you can grow in an apartment. Lettuces, leafy greens are probably the easiest. Herbs can also easily be grown indoors, but there are a lot of dwarf varieties of things like tomatoes and peppers that can easily be grown indoors in a bright, sunny location. So the best success is going to be light, is going to be the limiting factor for most people. A south or a west window are the best places to grow plants indoors because those are the ones that get the most light. But you can also be equally successful using fluorescent shop lights or small grow lights and keeping those relatively close to the plants. Then the other option, you can grow plants either in containers with soil, or there are hydroponic systems that are really cheap and easy to set up. Some of the containers you can get for free actually from bakeries in grocery stores. They get all their frosting in large plastic containers. So that is a cheap container option that would work either as a hydroponic system or to grow most plants in containers inside in soil. So I have both an in-ground garden and then I also grow things in containers. Actually at home right now I have some lettuce growing in a small bowl, some Swiss chard as well, and then I've got some broccoli growing in slightly larger containers. In the past I have done potatoes. Potatoes can be grown in containers. Typically those are large enough containers you'd need to do them on like a balcony or a back patio. But I've also done tomatoes and peppers as well. So there's a lot of benefits to gardening. One of the main ones we see is physical activity, getting out, working in the soil. There's a lot of mental health benefits actually to working with plants and in the soil. It's one of the recommended ways to deal with the winter blues, which luckily we're past right now, but something to think about for next winter. And just people have a need to nurture things, so growing your own plants, growing your own food is one way to help fix or fill that urge. It's one reason why plants became so popular during the pandemic.
Brent, do you like movies?
Of course, I'm a media major. It sort of comes with the territory. Why do you ask?
It's a setup for our next story. Reporter Tess Hargrove also loves movies. And here's her take on current and future movies for 2025.
Are you really bored and just need a movie to watch, but you don't know which one? Well, here's a list of some upcoming and some already great movies that have come out in 2025. The Minecraft movie. It's adventure-packed, it has friends, and sadly has Jack Black, but hey, still good. How to Train Your Dragon live action. Yeah, it might be the remake of the first movie, but hey, we get to see the friendship of Toothless and Hiccup again. Who doesn't love that? Avatar 3. Now, I don't know about you, but I love the Avatar series. It's a bunch of blue people living their best life in a world that seems greater than ours. What's not to love about it? The blue species are amazing and they have cool bodies and they're super tall. Why wouldn't you want to watch it? Fun fact, I follow a lot of fan accounts of Avatar and they might say the third movie is either 3 or 6 hours long, so get ready. The Michael Jackson biopic. I'm ready for this one. It's about Michael Jackson and his life. It's gonna be crazy and I am sat for it. Moana 2. The first Moana movie, already a great movie. The animation was perfect and the characters were super funny. I can't wait for the second one. FNAF 2. Now, I haven't seen the first Five Nights at Freddy's movie, but that movie got lots of traction and so much of a fan base already. What's not to love? The second one, Matthew Leonard, you better be in it. Death of a Unicorn. Now, when I saw the commercial for this movie, it was wild. Basically, deadly unicorn, tries to, kill a family, but who knows? And Jenna Ortega's in it. Who doesn't love her? Until Dawn, the movie version. Now, a long time ago, Until Dawn was a fantastic video game about these friends that were stuck in these woods and they soon got killed off. And Rami Malek was in it. I hope he's in it again, but if not, that movie will still be very good. The Amateur. This movie pertains of how the main character uses his special talented skills with computers to find out how his wife died. All these exciting movies are coming out in either really soon in 2025 or later down in the year, like Avatar. You better be excited. I know I'm excited, and well, who's ready? I'm Tess Hargrove and I've been reporting for the Campus Edge.
Just one more story to go. But if you've got the munchies, get those snacks quick. We're back in 60 seconds. Hurry!
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Grayson, what do you know about lint?
Everything. It's that fuzzy stuff that collects in your dryer, and if you let it pile up, it might cause a fire.
No, not lint. I'm talking about Lent, the 40-day period when many Christians fast and pray.
Oh, that Lent. Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Don't feel embarrassed. A lot of people don't, and that's why I put together the following story.
Alrighty, folks. So around this time of year, the Catholic faith is celebrating a holiday called Lent, where for a period of time they gave up something or they picked up something to tie them closer to their faith. But not a lot of people know why they give up an item or they added extra activity to get closer to God. So I actually asked a priest who unfortunately could not be with us for video because they are out of town doing a religious meeting. But they were very kind enough to send an email responding to my questions, and I'm just going to read it out and paraphrase it a little bit, but I will leave the actual full email up on screen so you can read his full description if you want to. But let's get to reading it. Alright, I'm not going to read the first thing he sent just for the second time for this package, but I'm going to read the second thing to better explain why people sacrifice or pick up something extra for the Lenten season. The particular practice of giving something up during Lent is mostly related to the idea of fasting. There are 2 days in particular that Catholics are called to fast from food during Lent: Ash Wednesday and Good Friday. All of the Fridays of Lent are also days in which we do not eat meat, another kind of fasting or sacrifice. Most people also choose to do something for Lent to remind them in a particular way of the season. So they might fast from desserts or from television, allowing that small sacrifice to help them be disciplined during Lent. Perhaps another way to think about it would be to make sure that the Lenten practices one chooses might be a combination of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving, and that way a person can utilize all of the means by which we are supposed to sanctify this season.
I didn't give up anything for Lent, because in the past I usually failed, and then it's kind of like it's hard to start over again.
I also did not give up anything this year. I had decided that I would spend more time in prayer, which I have done. I have a couple of adoration hours a week. I've tried to be more attentive during Mass and during my adoration hour. I think it's important to do something for Lent, whether it be you give something up or do something extra, whether it be extra prayers or more good deeds. Jesus died on the cross for us, and it sure doesn't hurt me any to give back the little bit that I can and to prepare myself for Holy Week, so that Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Easter Vigil, and Holy Saturday are all special times, but Easter Sunday is really the day when it all happens. So it's just a preparation time for me.
Yeah, I agree. And that just about wraps up this edition of the Campus Edge.
You can check out this and other episodes of the Campus Edge along with the comedy and short films on our YouTube channel, Arktos Moving Images.
Thanks for your support. This has been
The Campus Edge.